Technically, yes. But Leaf's coming out, and the kicker's on the field. That's why I'm up here.
Mike says we're going to score a lot of points. We don't have to get that one back right now.
All right, let's see if Muir gets this one down clean for Lindell. Yep, and Lindell's kick is good. And so at 4:35 to play in the first half, the Cougars go to a 23-14 lead.
Let me introduce you to my friend, Plymouth Neon.
Hey, over here.
When I wanted a car, I didn't want just any car. So I made sure my friend had everything I wanted. Like a 4-cylinder, 16-valve engine. Lots of room for my friend. And space for my things. You with me? It's got dynamic side impact protection, dual airbags, and a CD player, too. This friendship is made to last. Plymouth Neon Sedan, one clever idea after another.
Where was the internet first created? Who gives old movies new life? Who's a leader in the battle to cure AIDS? Who sets the standards for lifelong learning? What will they think of next? UCLA, where the world turns for big ideas.
What do? A new set of luggage, your parents in the rearview mirror.
A book that was banned in high school.
A coffee binge at 3 a.m.
A paper on the role of vernacular speech as it relates to the age of Renaissance.
A wink in a laundromat.
A 3-point shot at the buzzer.
Scary words like thesis
Ombudsman
and paradigm.
A biology lab with real live dead bodies.
5 consecutive snooze alarms.
and a pizza guy that thinks he'll stick around a while.
All have in common.
23-14 ball game with 4 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the first half. Washington State having jumped out to the lead. Both teams now have had a turnover and both have cashed them in. Ryan Lindell will kick off. McElroy is deep along with Damian Allen for the white-shirted Bruins. UCLA is in tough next week. They play Tennessee at the Rose Bowl in Los Angeles. I think could be one of the terrific games of the season. 2-yard line for McElroy. And he's out for the 20. So there they'll go to work. Washington State is off next week, and then they'll go south to the Coliseum to play USC the week after the Trojans have tried Florida State. UCLA's preseason stuff, if you will. This, of course, is not a preseason, but they play Washington State here, then they play Tennessee, and then they go to Texas.
Yeah.
So that's tough stuff.
3 pretty good quarterbacks they're playing right out of the box.
Guarantee you. Woo. On first down, McNown throws to the sidelines, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Danny Farmer. First time today Farmer has seen the ball. Daddy George was a fine football player at UCLA, and I guess went on to the Bears and played in the NFL.
And young Dan here is a pretty good volleyball player.
All-American. Second down and 10.
He's really come along as a receiver that Bob Toledo was telling us last night.
Number 87. Back goes McNown again. Looks. And he's looking for McElroy. Lets it go. He's out there, but it is incomplete. He was between defenders. And though McNown had a lot of time, the Cougars had to play well defended because Wayne Stewart and D. Morincola were running right with him. Morincola has a bad ankle himself. He twisted it last Wednesday, I think it was. But he looks all right on that play. Of course, the adrenaline gets coursing through the body, you know, and it gets, when you're that young and strong, you don't notice it so much.
That's for sure. You heal a lot quicker than you do. A little older in life.
Tell me about it. Third down and 10 from the 20. Out of the shotgun now. McNown with time. Now he's going to take off. He's committed to the run now. Oh, my goodness, he paid a price for it. as number 34, Steve Gleason, came across and hit him just as hard as he could. And it's very close to a first down. But like I said, McNown spent the summer in the weight room, and he's a big, tough kid at 215 pounds. And it's a first down for UCLA.
The big first down, too. Nobody was open downfield, and he was waiting for somebody to separate from the defensive back, and nobody did. This is something that McNown can do. He keeps it alive. Now watch as Gleason comes all the way from the other side of the field. Gleason's a linebacker, and Cade just said, I need a little bit more yardage, and he just made the first down. It's a big play.
That's only the third UCLA first down, believe it or not. Ball is given to Hicks. They lighten the middle, and Hicks is out to the 40, and that's going to be another first down. So UCLA finding a little offensive spark now, with the Cougars leading 23-14 at 3:52 to play in the first half.
This is the 8th possession for UCLA, and they have never had the ball for more than 4 plays in any of those possessions. Of course, they had that one big run by Hicks on the first possession, but they didn't need it for the score.
Farmer's the wide man to the bottom of the picture. That's the tight end, 88-3, moving over. Nobody in the backfield now. McNown stands up close quickly to McElroy. And McElroy is very close to another first down. And so they're finding some holes now in the Cougar defense. One of the things they've done is they've stopped the pressure from the down lineman defensively.
Yeah. Well, they're throwing quickly and getting Cade out of the pocket. UCLA's used to these high-scoring games.
Tyrone Pierce comes in now. That gives UCLA a double tight end alignment. They send McElroy and Farmer wide. 2 tight ends should give them a little more pass protection. And a lot of pass protection here. The ball is thrown right on the numbers to Danny Farmer down on the 31-yard line for another UCLA first down. And here's John Saunders.
Keep coming up on Valvoline Halftime 97. All of the day's scores and highlights, including the wild one between Syracuse and NC State. Plus, we'll take a look at a couple of guys who were juniors a year ago and what they decided. That, of course, Peyton Manning and Orlando Pace. Todd Blackledge will have the story of their decision. Stick around. It's all coming up on Valvoline Halftime 97. Keith.
Tennessee's playing tonight, too. They play Texas Tech in Knoxville.
I'm glad to see Peyton come back. I think a lot of people are.
Wants to beat Florida. First down and 10 from the 31. Double reverse. McElroy back to McNown. And he gets to the pass away, and it's incomplete, and it didn't work. And Danny Farmer was the man downfield for whom the pass was intended, and he never saw the ball. If he had thrown it down there, he would never have seen it either, because there were 4 Cougars with him.
Well, it's a double reverse, and Bob Toledo is famous for loving the gadgets or gimmick plays. And this one's not going to work. It's going to be a reverse. Hands it. There's a reverse, and then pitch it back to the top of your screen now as a receiver. Receiving's covered up there at the top of the screen. Cade just gets rid of it.
Bender and Nelson ran out the clock on him. It's second down and 10.
Here they come.
Trying to set up the screen. Oh, what a play that was. What a play by number 22, Brandon Moore.
Kid, I like this kid, Brandon Moore. He's an outside linebacker. He's got a lot of quickness, a lot of speed. Second in tackles on this team last year.
He's a senior from Carson, California. Third and 10. Here they come again. Whistles and flags. Bruins may have moved. And I see that big guy coming up the middle on a blitz. It's easy to flinch.
Well, false start on the offense. 5 yards. Go third down.
So it's third and 15.
Keith, this is where you got to keep your poise as an offensive lineman. If these defensive backs trying to get up there, watch these guys as they're going to come up and threaten the line of scrimmage. As an offensive lineman, you got to poise. The quarterback has to control the line of scrimmage.
That's Farmer in motion. McNown's pass is away to Hicks, and Hicks is caught and brought down, and that's a good play by the defender for Washington State, Steve Gleason. Gleason, who's a 215-pound sophomore out of Spokane, and he saw the play evolving. There was nobody over there behind Hicks. I mean, he had big play all over the place, but Gleason was fast enough to run him down.
He was, and he's a linebacker. So we're talking about the speed. They got speed at linebackers in the defense secondary.
And we're inside 2 minutes now with the Cougars leading by 9, 23-14. In the punt is Chris Saylor. His fifth of the day, 44, 56, 45, and 51.
This could be a trick play here.
It's caught by the Cougars. One of the big linemen up front makes the catch. He's still going and going and going. It is number 87.
Bob Meyer, the defensive lineman, picked that ball up and just would not allow anybody to tackle him.
Dorian Bush was the man that blocked the kick, and number 9 down to the 19-yard line. Meyer goes rumbling.
Watch over here as he's going to get in and make the block. Saylor is just going to try to pooch this ball. Not much of a block there as Booth is just too big. And he won't go down. He sees stardom. He sees stars. That's a mistake. Special teams, UCLA last year. Now cropping up in a different area.
They moved the ball back to the 22-yard line, so they apparently ruled him down somewhere around the 22. I didn't see him touch the ground, but I guess he did. Ball is thrown out to the side, thrown too high, and Kevin McKenzie couldn't haul it down. Or did he? I didn't think he made the catch.
Instead of 11, number 9, Kevin McKenzie.
Bob Toledo frustrated, I'm sure. We asked him last night about the special teams. Here it is right here. Last year, UCLA, they were last in punt returns, last in kickoff return coverage, 8th in kickoff returns, and here today, they had a punt block.
That play that I just messed up, they ruled it a lateral. The ball was thrown absolutely sideways, so it's a good thing that they were alert enough to keep it. And he got too much air under it. But he had... If the ball's down where he can catch the ball, he had the people in front of him to make the big play.
Yeah.
So the ball is back on the misplay to about the 29-yard line, where it is second down and about 17.
Bill Doba there, the defensive coordinator, kind of having some fun. You had some fun, Keith, coming back to Washington State?
Been very pleasant.
Been very special, like a homecoming, huh?
Yep. Very nice. Place is different, though, than when I was here, believe me.
Yeah?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's kind of...
They've paved the corral.
Look at this. We dug into the scrapbook, found this shot of you in the left side. Was it your first job here on campus?
I was a disc jockey.
That was the college radio station. Is that the one when they called you Clearwater Clem?
No, that was somewhere else.
The other shot there was your lovely wife, Turianne, and you, of course.
Second down, and the ball, Leaf really took a pop that time. I mean, they came after him, sold out completely, and Atkins got a piece of him, turned him upside down, and the play is incomplete. Here's Lynn Swan.
Well, Keith, just a moment to just show you how big you are up here in Pullman. You made the front page of the cover, and they were distributing these buttons at a little banquet that you attended earlier this week that was quite successful. Whoa, Nelly.
Hope they sold them.
I'm going to keep this one, Keith, for my own personal scrapbook.
We also got a tour over at the Alumni Center, and a little great hall over there that you helped fund. That was very nice. It's very highly regarded here, my partner around this neck of the woods.
Leaf looks down the middle and throws. He's got his man open. Touchdown, Cougars. Ryan Taylor. The second touchdown for Taylor. He's tough to handle.
Taylor caught 22 passes last year, only one touchdown. He's got 2 here today. I like what Leaf did that time, Keith. He kind of looks off the free safety. He comes back, pedals, looks to his right, and then fires it in.
Lindell for the point. Good. So with winding down to the closing moments of the first half, the Cougars jump to a 30-14 lead. They've scored 4 times in the quarter.
Leaf with that quick release gets the ball up. Can't throw it much better than this. He throws it out in front of him.
Damian Allen couldn't handle Taylor. Taylor is 6'1", 187.
Allen's just a redshirt freshman, and Ryan isn't feeling any effects of that sprained ankle that he had earlier in the ball game.
Allen from Ontario, California, and Taylor from Riverside probably ran into each other during their high school days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I doubt it. Let's see. One of them is John, a junior, and one's a freshman, a redshirt freshman. So Ryan Leaf having a pretty good day as his coach comes over and
Drag would have been over.
pats him on the back.
Number 27 will be kicked off.
4 touchdowns in the quarter for Washington State to lead 30-14.
That's the style of this offense. It's explosive, Keith. When you're looking for big plays on every play, you're going to get some.
Lindell just hammered it, knocked all the air out of it. If you're driving in Colfax, you can catch that one.
We came through Colfax when we were driving down from Spokane.
There's still a speed trap?
Yeah, it was. I remember we went very slow.
Sheriff sitting behind the barn over there. Roselia, look out for that. They don't go through Roselia.
Nice country, though, Keith. I've never been up in this neck of the woods.
Good little golf course
really
right along
pretty.
the river over there in Colfax. I used to go play it a lot. All right, first down. That's the 20 for the Brewers. They're kind of shocked right now. They need something good to happen for them. And the Cougar defense just jumping all over Skip Hicks on this play. Skip, 230-pounder, Wichita Falls, Texas.
The turnovers, one by, it really hurt UCLA, one by Cade McNabb on a center quarterback exchange, and the other on a block punt late in the second quarter that set up the last touchdown. 2 touchdowns off turnovers have allowed Washington State to really open up a big lead.
Second down, 10. Hicks looking around the right side, trying to find some room, and his legs are taken from under him by Steve Gleason, number 34, and that's going to do it. The clock will run out with Washington State leading UCLA at halftime, 30-14. And the home folks are rejoicing in the Palouse country.
I love to get online and it says, you have mail.
You can get the weather, you can talk gardening.
America Online makes doing all the things you do easier. Check my stocks, sports scores.
You can buy flowers, you can buy a lot of stuff.
America Online. Simple to install, friendly menus, easy to use. And we're working night and day to increase capacity 75%, all to make your online experience easier.
I sent my daughter an email. She couldn't believe it.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, barbecue sauce. I want my baby back, baby back, ribs. I want my baby back, ribs. Barbecue sauce. I got my baby back.
Chili's grills like no place else. If you want the theater experience, without that theater experience, get a home theater system at Circuit City and enjoy it in the privacy of your own home. Circuit City, you can't get a lower price. We guarantee it.
These days, we could all use more endurance. Say about 24 hours worth. I know I could. And now I've got it. Because now the Odor Fighters, the new high-endurance deodorant, lasts even longer. New high-endurance lasts a full 24 hours. No one else is this strong, this long. Plus, it's got this new Pure Sport scent. So now you can smell better, longer. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT, and Old Spice will buy you a stick of yours. Hey, no matter what you're into, now you've got all the endurance you need. A full 24 hours. Guaranteed.
Valvoline Halftime 97, brought to you by Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics. People who know use Valvoline. From our New York studios, John Saunders and Todd Blackledge. Washington State with a 30-14 lead over UCLA at halftime. Should be a great second half right now. Right to the scores and highlights, beginning with a wild one under the dome in Syracuse. NC State was not even supposed to be in this game, but it went to overtime. Donovan McNabb with his second touchdown pass of the day. This one to Roland Williams. And Syracuse gets a 7-point lead in overtime. Now, Paul Pasqualoni wants timeout here after an NC State score. Why? Because he sees the Wolfpack lineup for a 2-point conversion. Jamie Barnett hits Torrey Holt, and they have the victory by 1 in Syracuse. The 4th straight year Syracuse has lost their home opener, the last 3 to teams from the Carolinas. Now, Mike O'Kane with a gutsy call, and we wondered why.
I felt like that we had Syracuse on their heels a little bit, that, you know, the crowd was in it, and all of a sudden we scored. We took the crowd out of it. They were rocking a little bit there, back on their heels, and I felt like that was the time to stick the knife in the throat, and fortunately it worked out for us.
Gutsy might be an understatement in this one.
Really was, but you know, because they changed the overtime rule, it put the 2-point play back in to college football, and they knew exactly what they wanted to do. They brought the team on. It caught Syracuse by surprise, and on the road, a very gutsy call.
But he didn't have to do it until after the second one. Would you have done it?
No, I wouldn't have. I'd have kept playing overtime.
I think everybody would have. Houston against Alabama. Mike DuBose, his debut as the head coach of the Crimson Tide, in for Gene Stallings. And he saw his quarterback, Freddie Kitchens, have a pretty good day here. Rod Rutledge, though, with a great one-handed grab, 29 yards on the touchdown. Alabama with their second touchdown of the day. They roll 42-17 is the final there. Curtis Alexander and Sean Alexander subbing for Dennis Riddle, 184 yards on the ground. Riddle, of course, suspended. Akron blown out by Nebraska, 59-14. Now, Nebraska playing this game because it was supposed to be a game against Arkansas, so a replacement game, if you will. But why is Akron playing this game?
Well, only one reason. I mean, money. That's the only reason Akron would play a game like this. But it's a terrible game for them because this isn't like playing Florida or Tennessee where they're going to throw the ball all over the place and beat you because of their speed. This is a game against Nebraska. They're going to pound you into the ground. Their first team, second team, third team. It's a game you stand to lose big on the scoreboard and also get your team beat up.
You're demoralized, and it hurts as well. Miami against Baylor, and this one as Miami tries to get back to the upper echelons of college football. Baylor head coach Dave Roberts. First game as the Baylor head coach. James scores on a 5-yard touchdown run here, and Miami scored their first 3 touchdowns of this game. Right now, Baylor gets one on the board, 21-7 the score there. Virginia Tech, 21 of their last 45 touchdowns been scored by the defense or special teams. They blow at Rutgers 59-19. Marshall against West Virginia. Back to 1A for Randy Moss and for Marshall as well. Chad Pennington had a good day, but it's easy when you can toss it to this guy. Randy Moss, 25 yards, his second touchdown of the day. And then Chad Pennington again, this time picked off by Nate Terry, his second of the game. And it sets up Amos Zaraway, who takes it in. Zaraway with 3 touchdowns and 174 yards on the ground. Marshall, a valiant effort, but they lose it. But Randy Moss, another terrific day.
Well, the question was, does Marshall belong in Division I? Yes. Is Randy Moss the real deal? Yes, also. 225 yards of total offense. He is a quality player.
And 16 straight games with at least a touchdown reception, or at least a touchdown, rather. Idaho against Air Force. Air Force up 14-10. Spanky Gilliam with a touchdown run there. Georgia blowing out Arkansas State 38-7. Mike Bobo, 2 touchdown passes and a touchdown run. Arkansas State with only 24 yards on the ground. Tim Couch, what a coming-out party today in his second year at Kentucky. 4 touchdown passes and a school record 398 yards.
Yeah, this is why they brought Hal Mummy in. They said, they promised, Couch, you stay, we'll throw the ball 50 attempts today. They only averaged 118 yards a game passing all of last season.
36 of 50 for Kentucky. Football win, number 500. Got a ways to go to catch a basketball team. Memphis and Mississippi State. Bernard owed 65-yard touchdown pass to P.T. Jones in this one. Memphis has a 10-3 lead. Elsewhere, Miami and Ball State in the MAC. Travis Prentice has 2 touchdown runs there. Southwestern Louisiana against Pittsburgh. Pitt up by 4, 17-13. Pete Gonzalez has 2 touchdown passes. And Colorado State leads Nevada 21-10. Damian Washington with 2 touchdown runs. Stick around. We'll continue with more of Valvoline Halftime 97 in just a moment. Ryan Leaf with a terrific first half. Washington State with a 30-14 lead over UCLA.
Some of the most admired cars you'll see are owned by the guys who know cars best. They're ASC certified master mechanics, and the #1 brand of motor oil these guys use in their own cars and trucks is Valvoline, makers of Durablend, the leading semi-synthetic for a cleaner engine due to better control of harmful deposits. So use the oil the mechanics who take care of your car use to take care of theirs. Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
The Chrysler Town & Country LXI. Car and Driver's 10 Best. An Automobile Magazine All-Star. J.D. Power & Associates Most Appealing Minivan. Winner of Strategic Vision's 1997 Total Quality Award for Best Ownership Experience. And now get $1,000 cash back. The Chrysler Town & Country LXI. It's nothing short of everything. What's new in your world?
The Pacific 10 Conference. Its academic and athletic excellence are as great as the area it encompasses. Stretching from the state of Washington in the northwest to Arizona in the southwest. Unparalleled in athletic success, the Pac-10 has won more NCAA championships than any other conference. The 10 members have been providing the best in quality higher education for more than a century. The Pac-10, the Conference of Champions.
Welcome to Valvoline Halftime 97. John Saunders and Todd Blackledge. And Todd, they say life is about decisions. This offseason, some big decisions for college football's biggest names.
Yeah, Orlando Pace and Peyton Manning both had huge decisions, but they showed great maturity. They took their time, they consulted other people, and now their lives are going in different directions.
First pick of the draft, the St. Louis Rams select Orlando Pace, tackle, Ohio State.
I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
For Orlando Pace, the choice to turn pro came with frustration, but resulted in a multi-million-dollar payoff. For Peyton Manning, the choice not to enter the NFL draft was difficult and unexpected.
People talk about how can you turn away all this money. I mean, believe me, I'm human. I looked at the opportunities. People don't realize how close I was to leaving. I almost went pro. I mean, I was so back and forth, the entire year.
I went to my family members, particularly my mother. She told me that it was up to me. I think from a football point of view, I think everybody in the country knew that I was ready to make it. But I think mentally, she told me to just evaluate myself and see if I'm ready.
Pace reported to rookie minicamp unsigned on May the 2nd, somewhat out of shape and anxious, but in his mind, prepared for the rigors of the NFL.
I think the game is just a bit quicker, step and a half quicker than the college game. I think the biggest thing is technique now, working on technique and getting that down before I become a great player.
In college, there may be one defender that is capable of playing in the NFL that he might have faced, whereas every week he's going to be playing against the best guy he's ever played against in his life. If you run a draw, just drop him back.
By choosing the path less traveled, Peyton spent his summer a bit more relaxed, at home in Louisiana working with his father, former NFL great Archie Manning, at their summer football camp.
I could tell, I think, in his heart, he wanted to stay, but he didn't know if that was the right thing. I remember one time he asked me just one night, he said, you know, if I stay, a lot of people are going to think I'm stupid. And I said, that doesn't matter. If you think that's the thing to do, then you do it. Frankly, I think it took some guts for Peyton to do what he did.
Thanks for meeting me out here, Orlando. Normally, I wouldn't keep the #1 draft choice waiting, but I couldn't get out of the seminar thing. You, sure you didn't miss anything?
Some sweet and low, maybe?
Attention, glamour, stardom are all part of the big wheels that drive the NFL. But for Pace, so were tedious long months of negotiation.
He was the first, and that's all over, and I use the term was. He is now a football player. Let the negotiators negotiate, and let Orlando Pace play football.
Back in Tennessee, Peyton's uncommon decision stunned and rejuvenated a town, a team, and a coach.
I picked up the phone and he said, Coach, I decided to stay. And I just woke up at me. I couldn't think of a thing to say except, Peyton, I love you.
I was surprised how everybody else was surprised. I guess the strangest thing was that a lot of people told me, thanks for staying.
Peyton Manning may be on his way to Elvis status in the state of Tennessee. The media attention and accolades will likely be greater this senior year than any NFL rookie year. But Peyton insists that's not what brought him back.
As far as individual awards like the Heisman Trophy that comes my way, I would certainly be honored to receive it, but I didn't come back to win that award. I'm coming back here to enjoy everything one more year.
4 months after the draft, Pace was dealt the largest rookie contract ever for an offensive lineman. However, after missing all of training camp, Pace found out he still has to prove himself. For the first time in his football career, Orlando Pace did not start a game. Frustration or stardom, dollars or degree. Choices for both Orlando and Peyton were their own.
He made his mind up to stay in school, and, you know, I think that's a great thing. I think he did what was best for him, not what everybody else was telling him. And the same goes for me. I did what I thought was best for me.
For a guy to leave early, that's his decision, and I can't fault him for that no matter what. Although, since I did decide to stay, I sort of want to be an ambassador for college football, or for the SEC, or for Tennessee, saying, if you want to stay in college one more year, don't think twice about it. Don't say, nobody else has done it, I can't do it. You know, Manning did it, I can do it too, and I can enjoy myself.
You know, there are cases when underclassmen decide to leave early, and it's wrong because they're not ready, either physically or mentally. But with these two guys, there was no wrong decision. Both Orlando Pace and Peyton Manning more than ready to go to the next level. They both made a good decision for them. Orlando Pace makes his NFL debut tomorrow against Archie Manning's old team, the Saints. Meanwhile, Peyton Manning makes his season debut against Texas Tech tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. You can see that on ESPN. Then next week, part of regional coverage, some of you will see Peyton Manning in Tennessee go up against the Bruins of UCLA. Check local listings for the game available in your area. Then in prime time, we've got a great one as USC goes up against Florida State all next week on ABC's College Football.
Some of the most admired cars are owned by the guys who know cars best. ASC certified master mechanics. And the #1 brand of motor oil top mechanics use is VALVOLINE. People who know use VALVOLINE.
When we decided to have a baby, we knew we had to stop smoking first.
We had the motivation. We needed the help.
We chose Nicorette gum because it was flexible. Gave us a choice of 2 strengths, one for light smokers, me,
One for heavy smokers, me.
and the power to decide, you know, how much to use and when to use it, despite our cravings.
We've been officially smoke-free for a year now.
And in gratitude, we're thinking of calling the baby Nicorette. It's a joke, honey.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Presenting the Valvoline Big Play Rebate and Sweepstakes. Save $4 on a case of Valvoline motor oil, and you could win one of 6 Mark Martin signature Ford Thunderbirds. Here comes Mark now. He's up and right on the money. Valvoline, the #1 choice of top mechanics.
Valvoline Halftime 97, brought to you by Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics. People who know use Valvoline.
There's a word we use for athletes who win with hard work and dedication. Champions. And there's a word we use for athletes who use steroids or any other drug to get an edge. Cheaters.
If you or someone you know needs help or information concerning drug abuse, call this toll-free number, 1-800-662-HELP. This message provided by the NCAA.
Lambeau will rock to the sounds of the pack. The Bears face Green Bay Monday night exact. Bring on the game now.
And now, a tale of Spin City's Carter, single-handedly destroying all stereotypes.
You were playing basketball?
No, I was bowling. I look like an idiot.
What I meant was...
What you meant was you're surprised I play basketball because I'm a gay man. But you see, Stuart, I'm also a black man.
Join us for another tale of Spin City,
Starting off an all-new Wednesday, ABC, September.
Welcome back. We'll get you into the second half in just a moment. But first, a reminder, later on today, following college football, it's third-round coverage of the Greater Milwaukee Open. For more on that, let's join Mike Tirico.
John, it's a Labor Day tradition in Wisconsin, the Greater Milwaukee Open. A couple of different storylines at the top of the leaderboard. Players who are trying to secure their playing privileges for next year, they need to have a good week. Players like Spike McCrory and David Sutherland. Others, a little bit further down on the leaderboard, are trying to have a great finish so they can be a part of the lucrative Tour Championship later on in the season. Lauren Roberts, the defending champ. Scott Hoke, member of the U.S. Ryder Cup team. See how they do in the third round, coming up right after football here on ABC. Now back to New York and John.
Thanks, Mike. And don't forget, ABC's college football coverage is online live with an all-new look featuring real-time play-by-play displays, stats, drive charts, and more. It's all on America Online. Keyword ABC Sports. ABC's coverage of college football will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
As a business traveler, you can choose from thousands of places to stay. But when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. National Car Rental. Because when you join National's Emerald Club, you can bypass the counter, choose your own car, and get on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
What's up is, it's the available new Ford Triton 5.4-liter V8. What tough does. What tough is, it's the wide open spaces of the world's only standard third door. What tough does. Tough is what tough does. The new Ford F-150, Motor Trend Truck of the Year, built Ford tough.
Stay close to your TV. You're only seconds away from a sneak peek at the new ABC Family Tuesday. Here we come. First, Dan Aykroyd's back in Soul Man. Tim Curry and Annie Potts are over the top. Home Improvement hammers out another great season.
Acting like some tyrannical fascist.
Did he just call me a dinosaur?
All topped off with Kevin Nealon and Richard Lewis in Hiller and Diller.
There are my seedlings.
Soul Man, over the top. Home Improvement, Hiller and Diller. The new ABC Family Tuesday coming soon.
This Labor Day weekend is loaded with action. It's the Ford Grand Prix Sales Event. Your Ford dealer is in a race to the finish with an unbelievably low 1.9% APR for 48 months on every new car in your Ford dealer showroom. Plus Windstars and Rangers. 1.9 for 4 full years or up to $1,500 cash back. A Ford Grand Prix Sales Event. But get here by Monday or this 1.9 will pass you by.
When things go wrong, as it sometimes will, and the road to traveling is all uphill, let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Because Craig understands every car, truck, wagon, or van.
Our ASC certified parts pros recommend Blue Coral Self-Dry, a spot-free car wash that wipes out drying, and the NASCAR Select battery with 2-year free replacement warranty. Cregan.
Let's work together.